Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, cybernetic beings sent back from the future to save and or kill Sarah and or John Connor or Danny Ramos. Those that don't tick any of the boxes above. Welcome to Life Lessons with Crazy Uncle Dick. The following episode is recorded by an adult using adult language. If you don't like explicatives and invectives, you might want to pass on this episode. Thank you in advance. Howdy, folks. Howdy, howdy. It's been a week. It's been a good several days since the last I have spake at ye. So I figured it would be a good time to go ahead and pop in and lay down something, anything. I don't know. Just completed my 50th birthday. Half a century. I am 64.7% of the way through the average adult male life expectancy in the United States of America. And yesterday I cried like a little baby. Something was off. I didn't know what was off, but something was off. And it bothered me most of the day. And then I finally figured it out. Never again am I going to get that call from my pops singing happy birthday off key. A couple of my friends went ahead and did that for me anyway. And I thank them very much. It filled my heart with a lot of warmth. But I lost my mom 9 years ago, and I lost Dad September of last year. And I'm still getting used to them not being there. And it's hard. And Mom and Dad, I love you. I miss you. I mean, without you, yesterday wouldn't have been possible for me, huh? But yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks, and hoping and praying that things finally start kicking through, and the wife and I can enjoy a little breather. It's life. It's not going to be good for long. There's always going to be speed bumps. There's always going to be bumps in the road, which brings me to the most important lessons I've ever learned in my life, and most important lessons I can pass on to another human being. The first of which is the lesser of the two, and the second is going to be the most important thing. So let me go ahead and talk about the second most important lesson in my life, and it was given to me by my grandmother, my mom's mom. And that is that you can't have good days without bad days. If you don't have any bad days, then everything just becomes days, and it becomes a straight line, and there's no variance. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work well. With those bad days, they're going to be there to remind you that things are going to be good at some point in time, and the darker those days get, the brighter the days that you had that were good are in comparison, and the sweeter those days are once they return to you. So that's one of the most important things is, it's, you got to have the bad to have good. Otherwise, you don't have anything to judge it by. And the other is going to be the most important lesson I've ever learned in my life, a lesson I try to pass on, a lesson I try to live by. And that most important lesson is simply a smile or laughter is the most important gift you can give another human being because it's never the wrong color, it's never the wrong size, never the wrong style. And for one brief moment, you have made someone's life better. Because of that, I've actually become addicted to making people laugh. That's one of the reasons I'm such a smartass. It's one of the reasons that I think the weird ass broken thoughts that I do, because I'm trying to figure out what's the easiest way to get people to break. What's the easiest way to get people to laugh? How can I get a smile out of this? Some folks might think I'm flirty. I'm not being flirty. At least I'm not intentionally being flirty. I'm trying to get people to smile. I'm trying to get people to laugh. I'm trying to get those endorphins I get when I've made someone's life brighter for at least a couple of moments. It's the most important lesson in my life. And Grandma's been gone for going on 23, 24 years, I think now. Maybe even a little bit longer than that. I think I was still on days when she passed. When I was working in the factory. I don't know. But we need more light in the world. We need more laughter. We need more love. We need more happiness. We need to spread that. We need to provide that. We don't need to be going out there and just spreading hate and vitriol. This world needs to come together in love. My dad gave me another important life lesson. Love breeds love, hate breeds hate. Be what you want to see in the world. If you want to see the world a bright and shining and better place, go on, Sparky. Show us how. I'm waiting. But go out and be the example, be the shining light that this world needs. One candle doesn't produce much. But when you gather 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000 candles in one place, it becomes a bright, shining beacon. Candle power is the way that light was described for years. This flashlight is X candle power, meaning the light that it gives off is equivalent to so many candles. So that right there goes to show that you gather these together and it can be a bright, shining beacon to get the world into a better shape and a better place. So go out and be that hope, be that shining example that this world needs. And one other thing is a life lesson that I'm pretty sure my parents hammered into me time and time again. And this is the most important lesson I can pass on to another living being. another sapient, sentient being. Make sure you tell the people in your life that mean something to you that you love them. You never know when it's going to be the last time that you get a chance to say that. If they're going to bed, I love you. If they're going downstairs to get the mail, I love you. If they're going on a intercontinental business trip in order to do whatever the hell the company they work for does, I love you. Every time you hang up the phone, just before you go, I love you. Thankfully, when my mom died and when my dad died, the last things I had a chance to say to them was I love you. It's the last things they heard from my mouth. Sadly, I was not by their side in either case when they passed. I was by Dad's side when they unplugged the machine. But 2 weeks before, the last words I said as I was walking out the door, I love you. I'm not going to get a chance to say that to them anymore. But it was the last thing I managed to say to them, and for that I am happy. For that I am proud that the last exchange we had was not one of anger, not one of hate, it was one of love. And just make sure you do it. It is too big of a stain and too big of a scar on one's soul to not have that as your last thing for the people that you love. Now, I mean, truthfully, I love you would be a great last thing for the people that hate you to hear as well, because, it's really going to grind their gears. They're being just a complete ass to you, and you're like, you know what? I love you, dude. Um, that works so much better than, hauling off and slugging them, because that's just going to play over in their mind, and you're going to live in their head rent free for a while, and they're just going to be like, the hell do they mean by that? So yeah, just realize that, I'm not always, ranting and giving good advice. Sometimes I'm telling people to do some dirty deeds there. Yeah, make sure that, the last thing that the people that hate you hear is I love you as well, because again, that mind screw is just a wonderful thing to have. But honestly, it's time for me to go ahead and bail on out. I didn't plan on this going as long as I have currently rambled. May your life be filled with light, laughter, love, hope, and happiness. You got to be happy. You got to be you. Be the best you that you can be, because it's going to be a bright, shining light for the folks that love you, and it's going to be a huge middle finger to those that don't. So again, be the best you, because what other you is there worth being? All right. It is late. I am tired as all hell, and I am starting to lose track of what I came in here to say, because I actually did have a thing to say, and I believe I did say it, and now I'm starting to say the word "say" a lot, so I'm not sure that I'm on the right track to say what I wanted to say. Anyways, if you enjoy my rambles, ruminations, and rants, keep watching. Let me know in the comments of wherever you are viewing
whether you're viewing it live or viewing it in a playback somewhere. Um, I am not doing this for monetization. I just need to ramble. I need to talk, and sometimes some of the shit that comes out of my mouth is something that people want or need to hear. So hopefully, I have either entertained or enlightened you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Take a light, folks. Bye bye.